Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is match day 24 in the Premier League. It is the big one at Anfield. Liverpool are back in action this Saturday, Sunday morning in Adelaide, South Australia, to take on Newcastle United. And look, let's be honest, the league form recently, it's been patchy. We haven't won a Premier League game yet in 2026. The frustrating loss to Bournemouth last weekend. We need a reaction. We need 3 points to get this top four push back on track because sitting sixth place in the Premier League table is just simply not good enough for this football club. We got that 6-0 battering of Karabag in the Champions League, so their confidence should be flowing again. So can we take that European energy into this massive clash at Anfield? Let's get into the preview. Now, firstly, let's talk about the form. As I said, Liverpool sitting sixth in the Premier League table. 14 points off of Arsenal. Yeah, we all know that the Premier League title is all done now. But the race for the Champions League spot is still tight. It's still up for grabs. Newcastle United, on the other hand, they are sitting ninth in the Premier League table. They are coming off of a 2-0 loss to Villa and a hard-fought draw against PSG in the Champions League midweek. And but here is the stat that matters. Let me get that up here. The stat that matters for Liverpool. Newcastle have not won a league game at Anfield in their last 29 visits. That's right, 29 visits. We know that Anfield is their house of horrors, and we need to keep the door locked and the lights off for them again tomorrow. Now, the big talking point, the team news, and yeah, it is mixed to say the least. Firstly, the heartbreak that we all know, the narrative we all wanted, Alexander Isak against his old club. It's not happening. Still out with that leg fracture. Yeah, it's a massive shame because I think he would have loved to tear it up against the Geordies, but he is still in that recovery phase. But the real headache is at the right back position. Connor Bradley, he's out for the season. And now Jeremy Frimpong, he's going to miss out some time as well. Picked up that muscle injury early in the game against Katterbag. And to make things worse, Joe Gomez is also out with a knock. So who do we play at right back? Do we go with Watura Endo again? Do we drop Soboslai there? Do we trust a youngster like Calvin Ramsey? Yeah, it's a massive worry against the likes of Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side. But there is good news. Ibrahima Kanate is back in the squad. Massive boost for the defence. And Curtis Jones is fit and available for selection after a brief illness. I did hear reports, though, that he has been linked to Inter Milan for a loan. Yeah, I might have to do a separate video about that. But yeah, he is available for selection, Curtis Jones as well. So the spine of the team is getting stronger. Briefly on Newcastle, they are depleted as well. No Fabian Schär, no Tino Livramento, no Joelinton. Bruno Guimaraes is a major doubt. So both the Brazilians won't look like they'll be playing this game tomorrow. So Newcastle, they are hurting as well, and we need to take that advantage, and we need to be ruthless. Right, let's get into what I think is going to be our starting 11. Very, very tricky with this one, considering the absentees we have on in the defence. But with that all means, let's get into it. Starting at goal, no surprises here. Allison will go behind the sticks. And the centre-back pairings, I reckon Ibrahima Kanate will come back in this one to return with Virgil van Dijk. In the right-back position, I am a bit reluctant on this one, but I think there's no other way given the amount of injuries we've got there. It's going to have to be Dominic Soboslai, who's played in the right back position before. We know his energy and his pressing as well. And yeah, he's the only option at the moment. He can direct the ball forward as well. But yeah, with no Connor Bradley, with no Jeremy Frimpong, And let's be honest, Slot won't he won't start Calvin Ramsey, and I don't think he's going to start with Endo as well. So it's going to have to be Dominic Soboslai in this one. He's going to be out of the midfield. On the left-hand side will be Milos Kerkez. Into the midfield, Ryan Gravenberg will return in the number 6 position to pair up with Alexis McAllister. And Florian Wirtz will play in the number 10 role. We need his creativity. Against Newcastle's low block, which they will put in. Into the attack on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Mohamed Salah. And on the left will be Cody Gakpo. And Hugo Ekitike will be up top, who has been in fine form. Eight goals in the Premier League, a goal in the Champions League midweek, and he has also scored against Newcastle United, the club that he turned down as well. The club that Newcastle wanted. They wanted Hugo Ekitike along with Alexander Isak. And yeah, I think he'll absolutely thrive in this game as well. But let's get into it. Our starting 11 against Newcastle. So, goalkeeper of Allison, our back four of Dominic Soboslai, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez. The midfield of Ryan Gravenberg, Alexis McAllister, and Florian Wirtz, and our front three of Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Hugo Ekitike to lead in the attack. Prediction time. Despite the injuries at the back, I think we're going to have too much firepower for this one, especially at home. I think Newcastle and their defence, they're missing their leaders. Salah is chasing that record of double figures in goals and assists against a single opponent. But with that being said, Newcastle won't be a pushover. They will throw everything at us. And for a score, I am going to go for a 3-2 Liverpool win. Same result in the reverse fixture at St. James's Park earlier this season. I think we will concede a couple because of the right back situation, but we should be good enough to get the job done. I reckon this will be a high scoring affair. It always is against the Toon. But that is my starting 11 and match prediction. Let me know in the comments, who would you start in the right back position? What is your score prediction? Drop a like on the video if you're confident. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, up the Reds.